Hello everybody, welcome back to the shed. Grab a seat, sit down with me, we need to talk. So, we're not going working on the starlet tonight. I wanted to put together a little bit of a video and have a chat with all of you about my goals, or the channel goals, or our goals. Our goals together, me being here and then you watching. I wanted to go back in time a small bit, I think to the second or third video that I ever posted, which is just slightly over a year ago now. And it's where I sat down practically in this exact spot with the car in a fairly similar position, and I introduced myself, introduced the project, the build, whatever you want to call it, and we went through a few different things. So I just rewatched that video myself, and first of all, it was a good thing to do to go back and rewatch, because anyone that has a project like this will probably know the feeling of I'm not making enough progress, and I am very guilty of constantly saying that to myself, or I'm not doing enough, I'm not making enough progress with this, I'm not making enough videos and whatever. But having, I suppose, recorded that video a year ago, to look back as to where the car was then versus where it is now is actually a huge boost, and I wasn't expecting that at all. It's a huge boost because we have made progress. We've progressed in a lot of different areas, both with the car and with the channel and the videos. So just watching back that video, it was essentially a bare shell. It had no interior, it didn't have an engine, didn't have running gear, no axles, nothing like that. It didn't have the suspension fully set up, nothing like that. But now we do. So whereas I'm guilty of saying I haven't done enough, in the space of a year I have built the full suspension, everything has been repainted, everything has been rebuilt in terms of the calipers, both front and rear. There's BC coilovers in it, there's now a full interior in it, the underneath of the interior is all painted as well, the engine is in place, the gearbox is in place, all the brakes are functioning, clutch is functioning. We've made huge progress, so that's a positive note to start out on straight away. But the main point of this video is I wanted to just sit down with myself and with yourself and go over what I want to happen for me, for the car and for the channel in 2024. I'm not really one of these people to at the start of the year write down like goals for myself, but it's a good idea. It's something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and this puts me a little bit accountable for it. So I've written down on a sheet of paper just out of shot so that I don't forget anything, 5 goals that I would like to see happen this year and that I'm going to try and strive to get to in 2024. So I suppose goal number 1, and may seem the obvious, is, and I think is actually incredibly achievable, is get the car running. Right? And I don't mean just turning the key and having the engine actually spin over. I want to be able to, within 2024, if I decide to drive this car to work, I can do that. I think that's very achievable. I think we're very, very close to it. Suspension is very nearly completely finished, bar a small few bits. The engine is essentially set up, ready to go. Small little bit of plumbing and a bit of wiring, and she's good to go. And then fine tune everything, so tune up the suspension, tune up the engine, maybe even get it mapped, whatever the case may be. But a goal for me for this year is to have this as an option. If I want to drive the car on a Sunday, if I want to bring it to work, I have an option, because obviously I can't do that. Well, so that's goal number 1. Get the car to a driving state where that if on any given day I decide I want to use it, I can. What you just saw at the end of me talking in that last clip is fairly much the perfect segue to goal number 2. So goal number 2 is to get my own shed. It's raining on the roof right now, and I hope you can hear me, but I love this shed. This is a lovely shed. This is a lot nicer than, I suppose, what an awful lot of other lads are used to working in, or it's better than being outside in the rain, as you can hear now, where this wouldn't be possible at all. But it's not mine. This shed is not mine. It is at my mother's home place. It's a shared shed, and I am not really in control of what happens in here when I'm not here, which is fine, and I'm incredibly grateful to even have this. Like, this is a nice shed. I've had great times in this shed. We've had good crack with the lads. Load of times have we had boys here doing things to cars and other bits of messing and whatever. But goal number 2 is to get my own shed, which I think is possible this year. Not only do I just want to get a shed, I want to get a bigger shed than what I have here. And again, I might sound like I'm, ungrateful for what I have here. I'm very, very grateful for what I have here, but I want to, I suppose, grow. I want to get this thing to the next level, and a shed is something that I have dreamt about for years, and a lot of lads, Irish lads from all over the world, will have that same kind of dream or idea in their head of what they'd like as the ideal shed setup. So in this shed that I'm manifesting for 2024, I want to have a couple of things. I want this car to be there. I want it to be close to where I am, because for me to get to this shed is a 20-minute drive, 15-20 minutes of a drive, which can be hard. I've got 3 small kids at home. I'm very busy with them, which is great. But it can be a bit of a chore to even get here sometimes, and then start work and whatever, right? So I want a shed. I want it to be close, or to me. In the shed, my goal is to get a lift. So anyone that knows the misery of lying on the ground working on a car, or sitting on your arse working on a car on a cold concrete floor, it's hard. It's hard. And having a lift is a real pleasure, and I'm not the only one. I'm sure a lot of you watching it would dream of getting a lift, and I think this is the year where I am going to really try and push and get all that set up. We have the makings of a nice shed. We have a lot of the main bits already. We've got a nice parts washer, we have a sand blaster, we have the vapor blaster, we have a lovely compressor outside, a big 200 litre compressor. But there's other bits then, so I'd also like to pick myself up a nice little tool chest or something to that kind of effect. My tools are, I suppose, kind of basic enough, which is fine. They serve me the purpose, but I am quite often missing things or looking for things, or have to get on to other mates of mine to borrow bits of tools and whatever. I'd like to upgrade all of that. I'd like to get a setup for myself where it's nice and clean and well lit, and that I am in control of, because this shed isn't mine. There's other activities going on in this shed that have to happen, which is completely fine. As you can see, there's timber going on, there's stuff getting cut, there's carpentry tools, which is fine. This isn't only my space, and other things have to happen, but I'm not in control of it, and I would like to be. So that is goal number 2. We're going to get a bigger shed, we're going to get a lift. It's going to be a nice space for me to work on the car, for my mates to maybe bring up another one of their own cars and do bits to it, which I love doing. And it'll be a nice space to create content in for ye, for the channel, and for myself as well, because I do love creating these videos and I love getting at these things. So that's goal number 2. What is goal number 3? So goal number 3, bear with me on this one, it might seem a little bit corny, but goal number 3 is that I want to become a better storyteller. Now bear with me. In terms of the content that I am making and the work that I'm doing to this car, I feel when I go back and look at some of the videos that I'm a little bit kind of jumpy, I suppose, from jumping from one job to another job. And I said it a few videos ago that I'd like to focus on one system at a time, get that system completely buttoned up, move on to the next one, which I haven't been doing. And there's probably valid reasons behind that. Like, I don't have the ability to blow thousands of euro in parts to completely finish out a system, but I think that if I'm able to plan a little bit better, I'd be able to plot out the jobs that I'm going to do and get them completely finished off. And I think that creates a better video from start to finish. I start a job at the start of the video, and by the end, that job is now complete. Like, I still think as I said at the start, we're making solid progress on it. I think I probably could have made more progress, or maybe made the same amount of progress in a more efficient manner by just planning it out that bit better. So that's something that I'm going to work on. Also, as part of that goal, so as part of goal number 3, becoming a better storyteller is obviously to allow the channel to grow. I am absolutely delighted with how it's been going. I think at the minute we have just today hit 570 subscribers in about a year. To me, that's amazing. To me, that is unbelievable. And it probably sounds a bit sad, but like, I have been watching the sub count go up every day. I check it, which I probably shouldn't, but I do. I'll have a look at it. I'll see how we're going. So I've seen every one of you that have subscribed. I've seen that number go up, and every time it's like what's it called, a fist bump in the air or whatever. It's cool to see, and obviously I want that growth to continue and to expand. I suppose I'd like to see more growth this year. So if I was able to get, we'll call it 500 subscribers in the first year, I would like to set a goal that in December of 24 I will be at about 1500 subscribers. It's kind of just a number I pulled out of the air, but if I got 500 in my first year, I think it would be a serious achievement to double that figure in the second year. And I think that if I'm consistent with my uploads, if I'm consistently making progress, I think we could get there. Just while we're on the channel part of it, I'm a year into the channel. I'm a year into doing this. I'm a year into making videos, and I'd often get messages, or even lads that I'd meet would say, is it like a hard experience, or is there a lot of kind of stick you'd get from other lads? It's been absolutely nothing but positive, and I've enjoyed it way more than I thought I even would. I enjoy taking on a new challenge or a new project like this. Like this here a year ago, I never made a video, never edited a video, and over the last year I think I've gotten marginally better at editing videos, and I am trying to record cleaner videos, and it's all a learning process for me, and it's all very, very, very enjoyable. And the comments, the reaching out of lads, it's amazing. I love getting comments and having lads getting onto me and enjoying this kind of content, because I'm only fooling around. I'm only fooling around with this anyway. If there wasn't a camera on me, I'd still be doing the same thing. I really enjoy YouTube. It's what I turn on most evenings when I'm at home. I don't really watch anything else. And I just wanted to give it a go, but it's been an overwhelmingly positive experience, and I want that to continue, and I'd love for it to grow. So that's goal number 3. Goal number 3 is to become a better storyteller, grow the channel, and create nicer videos. So there we go. That's goal number 3. Goal number 4, moving swiftly on. This is going to be a shorter one because it's fairly self-explanatory. Goal number 4 for 2024 is I want to build an engine completely. So the engine that you see again in my video like this 1 year ago, I had the engine already built. I had the bottom end built by a mate of mine, and I actually rebuilt the cylinder head, did all the time and all of that kind of stuff. But I didn't do the bottom end, and it always kind of pissed me off, I suppose, that I just didn't try it. I was too afraid of going at the bearings and making sure the tolerances and clearances and all of that were fine. But this year I'm going to do it. And I'm sat here in this awkward position to show you this, which has been here for, this has actually been here since my very first video a year ago. This is a 4E engine that I picked up for relatively nothing to use for bolts and odd bits that I was probably missing off of the other engine. But it's now a blank canvas. This mightn't be the one I build, there might be another one picked up. If I could find another damaged 4E FTE, I'd like to do that. We do have another turbo here, a TD04 turbo. But that's goal number 4. I want to gain the confidence to put my hands at an engine, completely build it from top to bottom, and then possibly run it. I don't know. But I would be quite happy if at some stage during the year I was able to build an engine, go through all the steps and record it. It's something that I absolutely love watching. It's probably my favourite thing on YouTube is to watch lads building engines. One guy that I watch religiously is Devin Niemela. Just builds the most outrageous things. It's Evos and stuff, and absolutely outrageous. But he's just so confident and has such mastery in the engine building process that I'd love to have 10% of what he's able to do. The 4E is a relatively straightforward platform, and that's what I want to do. So this year on this channel, all going well, we'll see a 4E or some type of an engine. It doesn't have to be a 4E. Ideally a 4E though. We'll get one of those built during this year. That is goal number 4. Goal number 5. The final goal on our list. And again, might be seen as a cheesy one or whatever, but goal number 5 for me is to continue to learn. I'm sorry if that seems cheesy, but it means a lot to me. And I mean that in a load of different ways, continue to learn. I would like to continue to learn more about this car. I'd like to, fairly similar to our last goal, learn how to build an engine. I'd like to continue to learn how to get better at editing, how to get better at actually recording videos, how to get better at how I put stuff up on Instagram, and get better personally. Like, the more you know, how can that be a bad thing? So that's goal number 5. Goal number 5 can be wrapped up in a load of different ways. Like, I'm going to be learning how to try and find a new shade. I'm hopefully going to be learning how to put up a 2-post lift. All going well. We don't know how the year is going to go. Maybe there'll be a new car. Maybe, I don't know. It'd be cool to get this thing to a fairly stable point and get something else, maybe another starlet, maybe a different platform to learn on. If I was asked 2 years ago, would I be able to completely disassemble the rear axle and calipers and sandblast everything and repaint everything and rebuild everything and then put it back in the car, would I be able to do it? I probably would have said no. Would I be able to disassemble a cylinder head, vapor blast it, replace valves, completely rebuild that same cylinder head and then time an engine? I probably would have said no, but we did it. Trial and error, watching stuff on YouTube, reading old forums and stuff. It's all self-learned, and with the help of other lads, I suppose, they would have come in and showed me a couple of bits. But that's a big goal for me, to continue learning all different aspects, and continue to grow. So they are my 5 goals. To recap on all of those goals is, I'm going to grab my sheet to make sure I don't leave anything out. Goal 1, get the car running. Fairly straightforward. Goal 2, upgrade the shed. Have a bigger shed. Do all those bits that we talked about. Goal number 3 is to become a better storyteller. To create better videos for you with a smoother transition from start to finish and deliver a nice finished video, finished product, finished car, maybe, eventually. Who knows? Goal number 4 is build an engine. We're going to build an engine on this channel this year. I don't know what engine it's going to be, but we're going to do it. At some stage this year, that's going to be done. And goal number 5 is to continue to learn new processes, learn new things, learn new habits, learn new skills. So that's my 5 goals for 2024. I know it's been a different video, but I do hope you enjoyed it. What are your goals for 2024? Do you have set out goals? Is there any goals that I have that you might want to do as well? I know a lot of lads really would like the shed part of it. And I know what it is about Irish culture or Irish lads. We just love a shed. We fucking love a good shed. I don't know what it is. It's a nice little space for us to come out and do the stupid things that we want to do. Like this. Right here, right now. I'm here by myself in this shed, having a great time with she. So, yeah. We're hoping 2024. I'm hoping 2024 is a good year. I have a feeling it is going to be a good year. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to get these videos out. We're going to continue to make progress to this thing, and we're going to get there. And I'm going to bring you every step of the way, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So, also congratulations to the 3 lads that I picked out in the last video. There was Paul, there was Marco, and there was Noel, I believe it was. So all of those sticker packs have been sent out. Really cool support in that last video. So mad seeing the Joey GT merch, the stickers going out to different parts of the world. Like the first few went to, I suppose, within Ireland, up to Donegal, Wexford, all over the place. And I think I sent 2 to Australia. There was 1 went to Germany, and there was another 1 or 2 that went over to Canada, which is insane. So I really appreciate that. Obviously, another goal for me is to expand that again, add more merch, get more stickers, and get more of that out to you guys if you want it, if you enjoy it. If you don't, that's fine too. So that's my video. Yeah, bit of a deep dive into the brain of me for what I want and what I'm manifesting. And if we don't meet all of those goals, that's fine too. If we meet some of them, fantastic. So it's nice to plot out what I'm expecting for the year, and then maybe we'll reflect in December of this year and see what we actually did and what we did get to achieve. So I'm going to leave the video there. I'm not going to touch this thing tonight. It's cold. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to lie on the floor now this evening and go doing stuff. So I'm going to leave the video there. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. So yeah, if you enjoyed that video, do drop down below. Give me a comment. I respond to every single comment that everyone leaves to the best of my ability anyway. If you enjoy this kind of content, if you'd like to follow the journey and see what of those 5 goals I was actually able to achieve, be sure and hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.